Good afternoon or evening, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome to Got Next, How to Start a Business 101, Outside the Box Strategies for Bringing Your Vision to Life. My name is Liana Gardner, President and CEO of Got Next LLC, as well as life coach and personal change catalyst. Here with me today is my co-presenter,
Latoya Duke, a.k.a. Toy, Tactfully Obliterating Impossibilities, also a life coach.
So I want to tell you a little bit more about Got Next for those of you that don't know. Got Next is more than just a life coaching and empowerment program. We are a movement on a mission to create a world where people are no longer slave to going through the motions in life, powered by beliefs and habits that no longer serve them. Now is the time to get off the sidelines and into the game by discovering and using your next, which is your natural extraordinary talents. I'll bet some of you didn't even know you knew you had those. And stepping out of your comfort zone and into the life you were destined to live from the day you were born. We are all about helping you live your passion, whatever that might be. So if you're one of the many people in the world who aren't happy with your current job and want to find your joy, have displaced the dream of creating your own destiny for a long time, or have had a dream of parlaying and monetizing your natural extraordinary talents into a multi-million-dollar business or even a side hustle to make extra income, but you felt stuck, not sure how to get started, overwhelmed with the details, or fearful of failure, or any other of 1,000 fears, then you're in the right place. If you're open to change, this webinar will help you delve into and overcome what's holding you back from pursuing your passion and present you with ways to begin immediately doing that thing that gives you life. To get started at becoming a successful entrepreneur or simply moving in the direction towards your purpose or passion, the most important thing we can do to move ourselves out of park and into action is to shift our mindset. Our mindset is one of the most important aspects of how we live our life. Did you know that most of us are on autopilot? Our mindsets and beliefs have been trained and conditioned into us from birth. All the fears, all the beliefs that you have right now come from a time when we processed the environment around us, which in turn birthed our entire belief system based on what we observed going on around us. But guess what? These things don't serve you anymore. You're an adult, but there are a lot of adults walking around in the world who are also carrying all the hurts and pains of childhood with them. And those things are what create all the limiting beliefs that keep you stuck. They're stunting your growth and holding you back. So I want to ask you, what's stunting your growth? Is there anything holding you back from living your dream? One thing we at Got Next help our clients develop is a little thing called self-awareness. That allows us to become more aware of our patterns of behavior, our habits, our reactions. We can see our triggers and some of our coping mechanisms. And by being honest with ourselves, we can begin to see what we would like to shift within ourselves in order to grow. Just think about that for a minute. Most people never really understand what those things are that keep them stuck because we never really examine or look at ourselves that closely. So again, what we do is help develop your self-awareness so that you can move forward in a different way with a new way of being. Why me? Why am I uniquely qualified to teach you these things? It's because I have been exactly where you are right now. Scared, stuck, blocking my own success. I had no idea how to start a business. All I knew is that I had a purpose or passion that I wanted to, that was driving me forward. But I've had a host of wonderful mentors who have guided me toward getting out of my own way. And that's what we need to do. We need to get out of our own way. And once I did, the floodgates of opportunity opened, and I never looked back. I want to empower you to use your unique gifts and talents to dare to live your passion the same way that I am. So the first thing we need to recognize is that everything is energy. This might be a new concept for some of you, but just understand that for a minute. We need to raise our energy level and change our vibration and our whole way of being and open ourselves to creating our own destiny with the power that lies within us. And most importantly, we need to be willing to open ourselves and let go. There's no flatlining here. If you're going to move forward, you've got to open yourself to change and raise that vibration. Getting off the hamster wheel and thinking outside the box involves not allowing barriers or roadblocks to stop you. There's always a solution. This opens your mind to the possibilities and opportunities that you might not have even seen before. That means not taking the no's personally. Hold on to what you believe in. Do you know how many times people told me no in the beginning of my business? But I held on to my beliefs and my vision. Your vision is so important. You can't let anyone take that away from you. So hold on to your part of the vision. Don't allow those no's to hold you back. And be okay with making yourself vulnerable. That's a big one. Not a lot of people want to make themselves vulnerable, and a lot of that is because our ego is involved. We don't want others to maybe find out what our weaknesses are or, things like that. So those are the things we need to do to get off the hamster wheel and start thinking out of the box. You've got to release yourself and allow yourself to become vulnerable and be okay with it. And just realize everything that you do in life is going to be a risk. But there's also risk involved in working for someone else. So whether you're working for others or whether you're working for yourself, there's going to be risk involved. So what you've got to do is weigh the pros and cons and what it's worth to you to move forward or stay right where you are. So before we move on, it's important for you to know that there are several keys to shifting your mindset. Basically, these are things that we can do to facilitate or allow the shift. And pay attention to these because this is extremely important. We have to let go of all preconceived notions and past beliefs and be willing to allow ourselves to shift those. Also, opening yourself and being willing to change is paramount to you making any progress in your life as far as moving forward and growing. You also have to learn to do what we call allowing. You have to let go and allow the universe, God, source, your higher power, whatever it is you call it, to work for you and let it flow to you. And we have to release the resistance to that and allow things to flow to us. Also, we have to be willing to receive. Sometimes we're not willing to receive. Even when we ask God or source for the things that we want or set the intention, when it comes to us, we don't know what to do with it, and we're not open to receiving it. Or sometimes we even block it because we're not open to receiving it. So be conscious of being willing to receive what you ask for. Then we need to learn to be a visionary. And also, we need to learn to become a creator. That is one of our biggest powers. We are creators. So now we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of this webinar today. Two of the biggest reasons people don't start or succeed at business is, one, They don't feel that they're good enough. I'm not good enough. You'd be surprised at how many people feel that way. I was once in a coaching class of over 800 people from around the world, all at various points in their business, and there was a resounding number of people in the class that felt that they weren't good enough. That's extremely powerful, and that will definitely hold you back. And then the next thing is we get a case of howitis. That's what I like to call it, howitis. How in the heck are we going to make all this stuff happen? How are we going to create this? So, did you know that there is a scientific name for fear of feeling like you're not good enough? The name for that is atelophobia. It's fear of not doing something right or fear of not being good enough. In a nutshell, it's the fear of imperfection. But guess what? And I know you know what I'm going to say. None of us is perfect, and we'll never attain perfection. So stop putting so much pressure on yourself. Why do you believe you're not good enough? Can you think of the reasons that you may think that? Because basically, we're all good enough. But if that's something that's been holding you back, you really need to tap into it and find out why. We're going to try this chat here and find out what are some of the reasons that you feel you're not good enough, if you believe that to be the case. If you would like to make a comment, go ahead and chat in the chat box if you're able to see that. Okay, we're going to move right along. There are several ways that we can move past the fear of not feeling good enough. And one of those is to get to the root of the fear. What's causing your fear? Is it true or false? Is it based in reality or is it not? And stop with the mind reader syndrome, pretending that we can read others' minds as to what they're thinking. Many of us don't have that talent. Thinking that you aren't good enough or making a fool out of yourself is probably the farthest thing from the truth. And be honest cases, but ourselves. Also, allow yourself to have thoughts and beliefs from a positive frame of mind. Believe what others say is great about you. That takes a tremendous shift because most of us are so mired in the negative, it's hard to even come from a place of the positive. But it definitely takes practice, and you can do it with daily practice. Retrain that brain. Remember, it takes about 30 days to change a thought or belief, but you've got to practice it daily. You've got to commit to it. Secondly, is fake it till you make it. This is worked. You know, we think it's silly back then, but it really worked. And it helped me work on my confidence and helped me grow my confidence. So think of some ways you can fake it till you make it. Next is to recall past successes. Focus on something that you've overcome and challenge yourself to achieve your goal. I know all of us out there have something that we've done in the past that we can use to move us forward and propel us into achieving our goals. So recall something from the past that can help you get to where you're going right now. So do you have something that you've overcome that can be a catalyst in your success? I know you do. We all do. So that's one of the keys to becoming self-aware. We have to think about those things when we're in certain situations. That can definitely be a catalyst towards moving us forward. I always think there's nothing in life that could embarrass me or keep me back from doing what I want to do right now, because I've been through pretty much everything you can go through in life. So pretty much nothing holds me back right now. It's just one more hurdle to overcome. And next, visualize a successful outcome. See yourself doing it well. Visualization is very important. You can do that while you're meditating, and a good time to do that, or praying even. And a good time to do it is 5 minutes before you fall asleep in the evening. So what you're focusing on is what you want to manifest for yourself, that vision that you have for yourself, that successful outcome that you want. And that's what you're going to go to sleep on, and that gets burned into your subconscious. And then the first 5 minutes after you awaken in the morning is another one of the most important times of the day. And that's another time that starts your whole day off. So visualize what you want and visualize that successful outcome. See yourself doing it well in every situation. I know before I give my talks sometime, my inspirational talks, instead of panicking and seeing the things I can do that may not go so well, I start visualizing myself doing it well. Every word enunciated correctly, everything that I want to say just flows. And then it happens. So you get to create that for yourself. Next is change your self-talk and the words you speak. That is ultra important. Watch what you say to yourself, because thoughts equal things. Every one of those things is what creates your life and your experience and your circumstances. Become aware of that. That is critical. You are one and only. You are unique. There's only one of you in all time. And because you are here, you are worthy. Don't be afraid to positively express yourself or your point of view. And to positively express yourself, you've got to become aware of self-defeating language and words that come out of your mouth. Get those out of your vocabulary. How many of us use these words? Can't, trying. I was just thinking. I could be wrong, but just think about those words. Look at those. They take the power away from you. So what you need to do is start using words that give you power. Like, I'm doing this. I'm going to accomplish this. Not I'm trying to accomplish this, but I'm going to do this. This is my intention. Become more aware of what you're saying, because you are speaking life every time you open your mouth and utter a word. Next, you want to expose yourself to the fear. Challenge yourself. Keep practicing getting through certain fears, and you'll find you have plenty of resourcefulness and courage getting through to the other side. Challenge yourself. Make it a game. I do that now. I go and challenge myself with the fears that I might have. I actually put myself into situations that have become fun for me, because I know I have to do certain things in those situations that I might not have done before. And that's how I've grown. And that's how you practice it. And pretty soon those fears are going to fall to the wayside. And then you'll wonder, how come I never did this before? Next is stop comparing yourself to others. You bring just as much to the table as anyone else. No one can do it like you. When people get interested and buy your product or service, get this, it's because they are buying you and whatever it is that makes them resonate with you. So remember that. Those are ways to overcome the fear of not being good enough. But you've got to practice them in order to shift that fear. And you've got to do it daily. Commit to it, and I promise you they'll change. Now we're going to cover the second biggest fear of what holds people back from either starting a business or being successful in business. And the second biggest reason why people do not start or succeed is because they fear the how. The how will keep you stuck more than anything. How do I do this? How do I get started? It's a case of how-itis. So what we start worrying about is, how do I make this happen? Now, who sees something wrong with that statement right there? How do I make this happen? The key word there is make. We cannot make anything happen. You have to learn how to allow it to happen. That's part of shifting your mindset. We have got to be allowers, and we have to understand that we are creators. If you say, how do I make this happen, that automatically creates resistance and implies that you're trying to shove something into place. Understand, again, that we are creators. One thing that we could all benefit from, if we choose to allow ourselves to, is that we get to create our lives with every thought we think and every word we speak, whether we are speaking it out loud or speaking it to ourselves. So what you say to yourself and to others is powerful toward creating your life. The truth is, drum roll please, you don't have to figure it all out for yourself. We have to learn to let go and let God, source energy, your higher power, whatever it is you believe in, and let the power of the universe work for you. Do your thing and let the universe take care of the how. And the next thing is cultivate your faith. There's a little thing called faith, and my acronym for it is fearless action in spite of the here and now. What that means is keep taking action despite your circumstances. When you do, you won't be a reactionary. A reactionary is a person who goes through life reacting to their circumstances. They think life happens to them, and that's how they move through life. So how can you create when you're in reactionary mode? You want to become a visionary. Again, remember, that's key to shifting your mindset. Which one do you want to be? A visionary is someone that creates a vision for their life and lives from that vision and allows it to manifest. So that's a whole completely different way of being. So remember that when it comes to shifting your mindset and moving out of how-itis. You've got to have faith and keep taking action. Believe in the unseen and have a deep knowing that the universe is conspiring to put things in motion for you. There's an old saying that says, God can't move a parked car. So if you're not taking action, no matter how small, nothing will happen. Once you start taking action, the hows begin to show up every time, guaranteed. I promise you this is the truth, because I have experienced it myself, and I was one of the biggest skeptics going into all of this several years ago when I started shifting my mindset. But I realized through practice and experience that this is what happens. I can't explain to you all the things I've manifested for myself by just taking action and creating my plan. All the people, all the opportunities, the money, all will start arriving in the weirdest ways. It's going to be so strange because you're going to understand that it's not coincidence. You actually created it by doing what you're doing and allowing it to flow. So roll with it. We've got to open ourselves to allowing versus blocking it. Take your foot off the brake and use your power. Next, get support. Navigating from point A to point Z is a bear when you don't have support, believe me. So surrounding yourself with the people who support you in your journey is paramount to achieving your dream. Pay no attention to the naysayers and dream killers. Those are the ones that are going to keep you stuck because they want to keep you exactly where they are. So do what it is you're going to do, and then they'll get on board with you, but not before trying to hold you back. So make sure that you're surrounded with people who support you in your dream, who can uplift you and help you get to your goal, help encourage you, help inspire you. Next, you've got to believe. Believe in yourself. Busting out of the funk of how-itis means believing so much in what you want that you will find a way by any legal means necessary to achieve it. Refuse to settle for a life of mediocrity. Do what you love to do. You've got to believe. Do you believe in yourself enough to be willing to move forward without having to figure it all out? Ask yourself that question, because in the beginning of this, I wonder what your answer would have been. Do you believe in yourself enough to be willing to move forward without having to figure it all out? What have you got to lose? And finally, this is extremely important. You want to connect with the power of your heart. Your heart is at the core of who you are. It is the center of your being. Your dreams come from the center. It's always alive in your spirit. And that's the reason why our Creator put the heart in the middle of our being. That is the core of who we are. That's your spirit and your soul. Your spirit of aliveness that drives you to live your passion and connect to your purpose. When we continue to allow things into our lives that we're not happy with, for example, jobs, circumstances, people, relationships, we become disconnected from our heart and disconnected from our dreams. Disconnection from heart and the things that give you life is an invitation to start living more in your head, in your ego, as you start trying to figure out how to separate yourself from those circumstances that drain the life out of you. Connecting with heart allows you to plug into the energy that will allow faith, hope, and love to create the circumstances that you desire. All those hows, all those things in your ego that your head wants to take charge of, release yourself to the power of your heart and let the power of the universe unfold before your very eyes. Now I understand that is a lot of information to take in, and there's probably some new concepts and things that I introduced there that you may not be aware of, or maybe something you want to delve a little further into. But these are all things that are going to help you shift your mindset and help you let go of the fear of not feeling like you're good enough, the fear of how-itis, how do I get started in this, and a host of other fears that we get stuck in. Fear of success, fear of failure. But all of these things are going to help you. At Got Next, we believe that connecting with your heart and using that with your head, along with your head, is key to developing an entrepreneurial mindset. The marriage between your heart and your head is very important, because the heart allows you to use your intuition, and it also helps you tap into and live from purpose and passion. But your head is sometimes what stops you. So the marriage between the two is extremely important in moving forward and starting a new business or any other venture, or just moving forward in life with a different way of being. So now what we're going to do is move into another aspect of our presentation, and my co-presenter, LaToya Duke, is going to give you more juicy, outside the box strategies that you can use to move yourself forward.
Okay, so we have some very potent and easy strategies to implement to shift your mindset into success mode. Okay, people always want to measure success by money. Money is just one of the many things that can measure success. But what's success to you and to other people is two totally different things. Some people grew up wanting to be a doctor, and so they had a plan where they went to school, and then they went to med school, and then they got into the residency that they wanted, and then they became the doctor that they wanted to become. Other people, they may not want those things, and that's not something that they define as success. Some people, grow up just wanting to be a housewife and have kids and take care of their family and just, be a provider. And that's success to them. They're happy with that. So what we want you to do is to get off the sidelines and into the game and live your passion. Get unbenched, unstuck, and refocus on taking back your power and creating your own destiny. The very reason for your existence. Everybody has a story. Everybody came here knowing exactly what they wanted to do. It's just somehow along the way we've been talked out of it. So remember, as we talked earlier, the keys to shifting your mindset. Letting go of preconceived notions, past beliefs, opening yourself to be willing to change, learn to allow, learn to become a visionary, and learn to embrace the creator that you are. Self-awareness is key to all of this. You have to know who you are in order to know where you want to go. So your self-talk is very critical to your mindset. When it comes to starting a business, many of us get stuck in the headlights of, oh, we need a business plan, oh, we got to come up with this, and we got to come up with that. And in focusing on those things, we get lost in our actual dream and what we really want to do, and we just throw our hands up and be like, it's too much, forget it. So when it comes to starting a business, many get stuck in the mechanics of it all. You don't want to do that. My story about allowing my business to become what it is going to be. You got to think about what you want, and only think about that. Don't think about the negative part. Don't try to fit it in a nice, neat package. New and different opportunities have arisen by not force fitting it into a box. You have to be able to think outside the box. You have to be willing to allow things to come in an unconventional manner. So here are a few strategies you can implement to shift your mindset to success mode. You have to create a vision. And what I mean by that is your vision, what you want. Not what somebody else told you or what somebody else told you could work, what you want. What would you do if you knew you could not fail and money was not an object? Then you need to set an intention for what you want to do and achieve. Intention is key. We all do something with an intention. We go to work with the intention of making money because we have to pay bills so we can live the life that we want to live. So you have to set an intention in order for something to work. Then you have to commit. You have to commit to yourself and others, meaning you have to follow through. You have to create a plan and a timeline for what you intend to achieve. You got to make a list and just start checking off boxes. And I guarantee you when you start doing that, things are just going to come from nowhere. And the boxes are just going to fly off the paper. You probably even just ball the paper up and throw it away because you flew through it too fast. Take consistent action. Even the smallest of moves will help. And then you have to learn how to educate yourself. Education is not just limited to going to school and, getting a degree or going to a technical college and getting a certificate. Education is getting direct knowledge and establish a network of a lifeline, so to speak, of people that have done the things that you want to do or are doing the things that you are interested in so they can help you. Going to webinars and reading, workshops. You can learn from other people's success just as much as you can from their failures. There's plenty of free resources, like the Small Business Association and everything. You just have to look for it. But everything is there to help you. You just got to jump. You have to jump off the cliff for the parachute to open. So do whatever you can to get yourself in the vibration of receiving. We always say what we want, what we want, what we want, but a lot of times when it shows up, we get stuck. We freeze. And then we just shut down. And then we end up losing everything that we asked for. So all that you desire by faith, just allow it to manifest. That's how you create. work through your own faith in you. Now that you know how important your mindset is to the creation and success of your new business, or even you just moving ahead in life with a heightened self-awareness of what you want.
I'm going to ask you, are you finding the value in this information today? Again, I know it's a lot being presented to you, but I know these are things that I've used in my own life, and others that I have helped are using these tactics in their own life to move forward and live their passion and create businesses and create their destiny and live their greatest life. Are you ready to move forward with a new mindset? Now, lastly today, we're going to talk about 3 things you can do right now to get your business going. You got to take that leap of faith and get your business started. You can do this within the next week. And guess what? You don't need a lot of money to get started. That's a misnomer. People think that you have to have thousands and thousands of dollars to get started. But the way that we're showing you to get started doesn't involve all the other details like the business plan and everything. These are ways that you can get started right now, gaining credibility and getting your face out there, getting people to know you and establishing your brand. So what you want to do is come up with a name. Sit and brainstorm with your friends or your family. Come up with a unique name for your business. And remember, it's going to brand you. So whatever product or service that you have that you are going to do that is your unique passion, come up with a unique name. I'll bet in your circle you know someone who's an artist. They can help you create a logo. There's all kinds of graphic designers. There's students. You can post a help wanted ad on Craigslist. I've used Craigslist for my promotions, for my Got Next empowerment gear. You can use Fiverr. Fiverr is a website that will allow you to create just about anything you need for your business from top to bottom. And the prices start at just $5. That is very economical. Believe me, I've used that many times. And as far as coming up with a name, you can check with the Secretary of State where you are. And they usually charge about $20 to $50, depending on what state you're in, to register your business name. The next thing you can do to get your business out the gate is print up a business card. Even if you don't have a logo yet, you can create a card with your name, your title, your contact information. That's all you need. And then it's your calling card. It makes you legitimate. Most places it costs about $25 for 500 cards. And I can definitely send you an email if you want to know who does them for that price, because I have some contacts that can help you. Also, these things, believe it or not, make you look bigger than you are. I know in the beginning of my business, I created brochures, I had flyers, all professional looking. I had letterhead, I had business cards, I created my own logo. I did all these things. I had a website that I created myself, and what that did was make me legitimate. And even in the beginning of my business, people told me that it made us look bigger than what we really were. So that started to establish credibility for us. And we started getting customers. Even before we had a business plan or any type of financials worked out, we started getting business. So next, and very, very, very important, is you want to begin building your network, and ultra important, speak your business into existence. And it's now on go. So when you're out at a networking event, or you meet someone in the elevator or on the plane in the seat next to you, you want to talk about what you do. Act like your business, and here comes that actress part, fake it till you make it. Act like you're doing it right now. They will not know whether or not you truly are or not. So you want to talk about what you do. Hey, I'm Liana. I have a life coaching business and I'm a motivational speaker and I can do this to help you. Instead of talking about what you're going to do, that is that speaking it into existence that I was talking about, and word choice. Don't say you're trying. Don't say I woulda, shoulda, coulda. Talk about what you're going to do. The universe will begin to fill in the blanks and create your business around you. That's exactly what happened to me, and I wouldn't be sharing this with you right now if this weren't the case. And during this process, when you're networking and speaking your business into existence, again, here comes that self-awareness. Pay attention to those who cross your path and tap into their role in your success journey. You never know who the universe is going to bring to you, and it happens every time when you start allowing and you start becoming a visionary. The people that you need, the money that you need, the opportunities that you need will all come across your path, and it's not coincidence. You created it. So tap into their role in your success journey. And finally, you want to stay true to your vision. You are a creator. We've learned that today. To be a creator, to be a visionary. Open yourself to be willing to change and no longer accept your present circumstances and the consequences of not living your dreams. Have you thought about that? Have you ever thought about the consequences of not living your dreams? Move beyond a mediocre life. I know Dr. Wayne Dyer said something that was very, very profound that still resonates with me, is don't die with your music inside. And literally, I envision being on my deathbed and having regrets. Can you imagine what that feels like? You don't want to have regrets in your life. You want to live your life with purpose and passion, and to the degree where you are doing what you love. So you guys are all ready to get started, right? Get started in your own business or whatever endeavor it may be that you want to move forward on, that you were previously stuck on before this webinar. I trust that you enjoyed our interaction today. And I want to know how many of you learned something totally new. How many of you are ready to get rolling on your business and creating your own destiny? Before we get into the final live Q&A portion of the webinar, I want to let you in on a little secret. It's our awesome new entrepreneurial mindset training, which is offered for the first time here today. It's called the Entrepreneurial Mindset. It's a 6-week group mindset transformation program beginning Tuesday, September 12th through October 17th from 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern. This group transformational experience is where we will help you step by step get down and dirty towards shifting your mindset for success and creating a personalized game plan for how to maintain your focus in order to achieve your dream. Even if you don't want to become a business owner, this experience will help you get the mindset you need to create a passionate life and a new way of being. You will release all those old beliefs that have been holding you back, and you will live from a totally new frame of mind. So I'll go through each module with you real quick, and what they are is, we call them quarters because everything has to do with the game of basketball. Got Next is about getting off the sidelines and into the game. Well, the first quarter of our program is called Got Next 101. Are you benched? We'll work with you to delve into who you are, where you are in life, how you got there, and discover what's holding you back. This begins the process of looking inward and getting honest with yourself. Recognizing and reflecting on your journey so far begins to open the mind and ready it for the process of retraining it into a more powerful and empowering mindset. And one of my favorite sayings is fitness for your mind is just as important as fitness for your body. You've got to train your brain to become what it is you want to be. And you've got to nourish it by reading, educating yourself. Secondly, quarter 2 is the power of your story. What is your story? And your story is that story that you've been telling yourself and other people about your life. Are you a victim? What is it about you? What has shaped you? How can you use your unique story to create a vision for your life, set goals, and create a new story for yourself, and write a new history for yourself? The next quarter is quarter 3, exploring and embracing your next. Sitting on the gifts and talents that you've been given is not an option. Discovering and embracing your next and how your natural, extraordinary talents and gifts play into the life you want to create. The fourth quarter is called No Parking in the Comfort Zone. This is one of my favorites. Growth and change cannot happen inside the safety of your comfort zone. Here we work on re-scripting your inner game, empowering you to step out of your zone and embrace what it means to stretch yourself and get uncomfortable. You've got to be willing to get uncomfortable and make yourself vulnerable in order to stretch and grow. Quarter 5 is stick to the plan, man. Got Next helps you create your own personalized game plan for empowering you to stay in the game. Hold your focus and take consistent action toward achieving your vision and obtaining your goals. And finally, we have a special bonus quarter for you. In order to start a business or move forward in any entrepreneurial endeavor, you've got to have a business network. Have you thought about that yet? Do you have one in place? This special module will help you determine the value of networking, which is your business lifeline. The value of a network and why it's important and how you can serve it and it can serve you is extremely important. Also, you're going to learn networking etiquette, what to do, what not to do, what to say, and how to say it. Then you're going to learn who to talk to and how to approach people in order to be able to talk to them. Next, you're going to learn how to follow up to a networking event or someone that you've networked with while you're out and about. That elevator speech, you've met someone on the plane. We're going to help you learn how to follow up to whatever networking event that you had. Also, we're going to work on maintaining your network for your benefit. That's extremely important. You've got to know how to work it and use it to your benefit. So how much does all this cost, you say? I'm going to tell you right now. All 6 modules, including the bonus, the Networking 101, are designed to help you change your game and get you moving in the direction of creating your greatest life. The regular price for this program is just $297, and you're going to get a special discount if you sign up today. Take $50 off all 6 weeks for an incredible value of just $247. And on top of that, if you sign up today by midnight, you're going to get an extra bonus. You will get one of my free Got Next Empowerment Gear t-shirts, Talented and Tenacious. It's a $25 value, yours free. Let the world know what you're made of. You are talented and you are tenacious. So now, if you're interested in this program, we can help you get to the next level. We can help you create a whole entirely new way of being in your life and help you create joy. Or you can use this program for what it's intended for, is to help you start your own venture and get off the sidelines and into the game and monetize your passion. So this is for your benefit. It's going to be a great program, once a week, 6 weeks, and you're going to be on your way to a new and improved life. So we're going to open this up to questions, if any of you have any questions that you want to ask about anything that we presented today. And I'm going to unmute you, and I believe all you have to do is hit *6 in order to ask a question. So if you have any questions about what we presented today, now is your time. You can go ahead and ask your questions. Are they on?
Hello.
Hello?
Hi, Leanna. It's Cindy. And I, unfortunately, am not going to be able to take advantage of your course this time around, but will you be offering it again?
Yes, we'll definitely be offering it again. More than likely, it'll be January, the beginning of the year, when we offer it again.
Cool. I'll be in Pismo Beach by then, and that would be better for me all the way around, so I will look forward to that. And I loved your session today. I felt my self-confidence grow just a smidge, and that I have to quit talking to myself in a particular language. I really like that part a lot. So thank you, Leanna. I think you did a wonderful job, and I can't wait to hear more from you.
Awesome. I'm so glad that you were able to listen in today. And, you know, that's what it's all about. We're here to give you information and to help empower you to live your greatest life. And everyone needs support. And reaching out to get it is extremely important. And I know that you have things that you want to manifest in your life, and we are here for you. So we look forward to interacting with you again.
Well, thank you, and you have a wonderful rest of your night.
Thank you. You too. Anyone else? Okay, if there are no other questions, get in touch with me. My email is lgardner@gotnxt.com, or you can call.
Hello?
Did you have? Oh, pink is left. Okay, thank you for joining us today.